Straight up, how the is taught in the phone don't stop. Watch the trunk pop.
What's happening? What it do? What it do, man? We back for another week. Playoff football edition. You know what I'm talking about? Uh, it was a good week for football. There was some blowouts, but man, it was some good football we got to see. How y'all boys enjoyed y'all weekend?
What, Jay?
Talking to me, what'd you say?
I said I'm just asking how y'all doing. How y'all enjoyed y'all weekend?
Oh man, it was a
Football
good
weekend.
weekend. Yeah. Watch, 3 days of football, so you can't complain right there.
Oh, really? Well, I guess we'll do like we usually do, and we'll go and get started. We'll start off with this game that's just about to go off. Um, the Rams are advancing to the next round. They're gonna face Tampa Bay, and they do it in blowout fashion.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, they might have been the biggest frauds this year. The way that they started out was fugazi. They started out 7-0, 8-0, something like that.
Yeah.
And after that, that team completely melted down, completely fell apart. And to get blown out like this in the playoffs, man, it's just a bad look to me.
Dre, turn your camera off, man. I'd rather see your pretty face, man. Your pretty picture. But
You said,
they starting to remind me of the Vegas, with Vegas being the last couple of years. They start off fast and they end up slow. And they did it not just this year, but last year they did it. And when Kyler got hurt, they started off fast and then
Hold up,
it
D.
just melt
Yeah,
down at the
you
end.
got your camera turned around at your
There you
snap.
go.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go ahead, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So they starting to show themselves to be that type of team, and he back. He back. But yeah, man, I'm with you. They look like at one point they could be Super Bowl contenders like my boys, but nah.
All right, Dre, what you got on this game?
You see McVay tried to son
um,
Kingsbury?
Hold up,
I,
what? Hold up, Dre. What you say, Deron?
I say you see McVay try to son Kingsbury?
Uh-uh.
When they hugged, he gave him a little pat on the head, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Keep up the good work, young man. You
yeah.
don't play.
and to be honest, that's a good segue on what I was gonna say. It was McVay just schooling Kingsbury. You know what I'm saying? Like, welcome to the NFL type. You know, Kingsbury and them started off good. I do think injuries played a part to their slide,
Yeah.
but there's still some development that needs to be done. I think even on the Kyler Murray side, he made some crucial mistakes in this game that cost them heavily. But they're young in certain areas, old in others. They got a good team. It's gonna take them a little bit. I don't know what type of moves they're gonna make in the offseason. Bubba Baker, I don't know how severe that injury was. I don't know. I'm hoping that he bounced back. But McVay, I'm a fan of him.
Yeah.
Him and that other boy in the NFC West that I guess we're gonna talk about later. I'm fans of, but I love the creativity of his offense. I love hearing that every day he's drawing up 10 new plays. I just love that. That's a coach's coach. You know what I'm saying? Just always in the lab, getting better. And his plays, man, he catch people off guard at the right time. And he took the young boy to school today.
Mm-hmm.
He did. So I got to salute them. Matthew Stafford played a pretty clean game. That running game was back. Defense is all the reason why they got Von Miller and OBJ. I think those moves were for the playoffs. And I used to tell people throughout the season, you're not going to see much from them during the season because realistically, that's their preseason. As far as getting used to the team, understanding the system, get familiar with everybody, and those moves are made for the playoffs, and you've seen it today. Von Miller, you've seen him on the defense, the impact he made on the defense. OBJ, you've seen his impact on the offensive side. So if they can continue to click on all cylinders like this, they become dangerous. They become dangerous. I love to see how they're going to be next week. Next week, that's going to be a big game
Yeah.
with the Bucs. And to me, if they can pull that one out, that winner against Green Bay, that game against Green Bay, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a
Man,
good one.
and Kim Fo, I was right. Stafford only threw the ball 17 times.
You said what?
He only threw it 17 times?
Yeah, Stafford only threw it 17 times. That's a good formula, man.
Yeah, that run game.
Yeah, if that run game could stay like it was today against Arizona, then I agree with you. I said earlier that Akers was looking good. You know what I'm saying? He was running hard and everything. So if they can get that, real good strong production out their running game, and then have Stafford, take the shot plays to Cup and OBJ, then yeah, it could possibly work. But Arizona did the Rams a gang load of favors today for them to get blown out like that. That underhanded throw that Kyler Murray made. Come on, man. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, man. Like, I know you ain't been in the playoffs, but you've been in the NFL for too many years at this point to not know that you cannot make that type of play. You trying to avoid giving up 2 points and you give up 7. You know what I'm saying? Like the sack, sometimes a sack is just a better play. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I say, they didn't do themselves no favors. As far as going up against the Rams. So Rams took care of business, blew them boys out the water, and they advanced. Arizona gonna have to get some get right, man, going into next season, and figure out how they can finish strong, as opposed to just starting strong every year. You come out like gangbusters, and then by mid-season, you ain't the same team no more. All right, man, let's go on and jump to Cincinnati and the Raiders. Close game. Close game. I thought Cincinnati was gonna find a way to pull it out. Not Cincinnati. I thought the Raiders gonna find a way at the end, to be able to get in the end zone and tie that ball game up and really put Cincinnati in a tough spot, because they led that game wire to wire, but down the stretch when they really needed to close out the game, they couldn't close it out, and God doggone me, Carr throws a Jimmy G interception. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad look, but it was still a good game, though.
Yeah, Cincinnati, a young team, they got their first one in. I think that's about it for them now.
Dre, you got something?
Yeah, good game. Cincinnati's impressed me. They impressed me a lot. When they beat the KC, they kind of woke me up a little bit. I've been paying attention throughout the years, and of course, throughout the season. And Burrow and Chase looking beautiful, but I never thought they would be this dangerous this soon.
Yeah, they are dangerous.
They impressed me, man, because it's not even the fact that they won a tough battle. It was their mentality afterwards. During the post-game comment and the interviews with Burrow, say we didn't do nothing. We did what we supposed to do. Having that mentality and swag already on his first playoff game, I like it. And that shows me that their coach is creating a culture there that is dangerous. And they might make some noise next week.
Who do Cincinnati face next week?
Tennessee.
Well, yeah, I mean it's possible. It's possible, but I think they're gonna have to. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
All right. So let's go on and jump to the Bills blowing the doors off of off of New England, man. I'm kind of disappointed in how that game played out because I thought Bill Belichick was gonna definitely come up with a game plan to slow down Buffalo and give his rookie quarterback and that offense a chance, to kind of keep themselves in it. Buffalo did whatever they wanted to do to New England.
Yeah, I just don't think they got enough pieces over there. He's gonna still have to build that team up, especially on the offensive side. But you're right. They did what they wanted, they needed to do, but Buffalo needed that game, man. They needed to get the Patriots out their mind, and they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, it was. I was actually shocked the Patriots got this far. You know how I felt about the Patriots throughout the season. Um, to me, it was just what it was supposed to be. The Patriots made some noise throughout the season and got on the radar a little bit, but I knew when it really counted, the Bills was gonna show up and show out. The better teams normally do, so it wasn't no surprise to me. To the teams that I thought was going to be there or be there, except, well, we'll talk about one game. But outside of that, the teams in the AFC that I thought was going to be there are there.
All right, you ain't gonna keep taking shots, Dre. Like for real. You think I ain't catching them? I'm catching all your little slights, you know what I'm saying, and in your windows that you're throwing at me, man. I appreciate it. Bucks again, another blowout. Blew the doors off Philly. Kind
Yo,
of got out.
bad matchup for Philly, man. They like to run the ball, and they can stop the run, and Brady did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Just take what you give him, and just did his thing. So it was a bad matchup for the Eagles.
Yeah, it was. I actually picked the upset, trying to get one of those, and I actually thought Jalen Hurts was going to play a better game just because of the injuries on the Bucks. But that offensive coordinator for the Eagles, man, I don't know, man. It seemed like to me he sets up his team for failure a little bit. I understand some of the run packages you have for Hurts, but from a passing standpoint, I don't like what they doing with him. You know what I'm saying? I really, really don't. And some of the play calling was questionable for me. So, hats off to the Buccaneers. They handled business like they're supposed to. Brady is still Brady. Despite all the injuries, I was shocked. I really was. I didn't expect them offensively to be as good as they were because of the injuries.
Well, so as far as the offensive coordinator, I think Philadelphia wants to try and steal a page out of the book from Baltimore. Be a run heavy team, run your offense that type of way, and then take shot plays with your receivers. What they don't have that Baltimore has is a Mark Andrews type player, who can be across the middle and, be a security blanket for Jalen Hurts. But I completely agree with the run that, it was a bad matchup for them, to try and go up against the GOAT, week one of the wild card. Like that's the worst possible matchup that they could have
Yeah.
drawn, probably. You know what I'm saying, for opening weekend anyway. Just because of how many times Brady didn't been there. No way Brady was gonna let that team beat them. You know what I'm saying? And so they youth kind of showed up in that game, but they may be better for it. I think they're gonna end up
Yeah.
having like 3 first round picks or something like that. They're gonna
I
have
thought it
cap.
was two.
Or it might be two. It might be two. But they're gonna have, draft capital. They're gonna have
Yeah.
some money to spend in free agency. And so this experience, I think it end up being good for him so long as Jalen Hurts keeps improving. You know what I'm saying? He need to do what Lamar Jackson did and just go into the attack the offseason with really trying to improve his throwing and his accuracy. You know what I'm saying, on those short to intermediate throws, because you can't just live and die by deep shots. All game.
I disagree, man. I don't think he's bad off as Lamar for his passing concern. Coming from the high school and his dad being a head coach in high school and a quarterback guru, him going to not only Alabama but Oklahoma with what's his name there, quarterback, being
Riley.
as head coach. If you watched him from high school, even in college, the boy got an arm. He's not very, very extremely accurate, but he ain't
Right.
terrible I think especially his knowledge and football IQ, like even during one of the press conference, he pulled a Deshaun Watson and broke down the defensive scheme just like that. I think like the commentator in the game said, the only issue with Hurts is his he he sees it, but he takes too long releasing the ball. So that was like one of the interception that he threw right at the end zone. The boy was wide open. He seen it and he tried to make the throw. He just was a tad bit too late. And a lot of his situations, he's just a tad bit too late. And that's why I think the offensive coordinator can do a better job at prime example. Kyle Shanahan does it beautifully with Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? Some of the play calling and all that, don't receive was wide open. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, Hurt does have a
in
long
the
windup too.
development aspect of it, I don't think you got to sit there and constantly run him like he's Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Hurt does got a long windup. You know what I'm saying? He has this windup that he does that is not a quick release.
All right. So we'll go and jump to Chiefs Steelers. Just it was hard to watch. It was tough to watch that game. I'm not gonna
The boys.
lie to you, man. That was a brutal game to try and sit through and watch. Big Ben, Hall of Famer, man. First ballot Hall of
Yeah,
Famer.
first. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But boy, was that a tough game to sit through.
It's just what Deron. I guess we can say it now. Huh? I mean, God, dog. They say this man scored 5 touchdowns in 11 minutes and 39 seconds, which is a record. 11 minutes. That's less than a quarter. And they scored 5 touchdowns in 11 minutes and 39 seconds. What, third string running back that just signed halfway through the season?
No matter who
They
that.
gonna be scared when Edwards get back.
Yeah,
They gonna be scared.
it don't matter about the running back in Kansas City. Kansas City don't hardly run the ball like that. But
They told that rock yesterday. McKinnon looked good on the screen game and the runs.
yeah, but the game was over, man. Like Pittsburgh couldn't really put up a fight. You know what I'm saying? They don't have enough talent at wide receiver, no tight end, offensive line is suspect, and then you got Big Ben hobbling out there. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a senior citizen. So, like they just didn't have nothing to fight with. That was a tough game to sit through, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna try to, because both of the teams that looks like they shouldn't have been there, basically got in because this new uh new team that can get in, and that was the Eagles and the Steelers. Any other year but this year, they wouldn't even make the playoffs. And Kansas City and Tampa Bay would have had a bye week this week. It was just like a bye week for both of them squads. I just want to see, because I have been saying, hey, Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City, is that have they been just cruising and now just waiting, just like I thought they was doing last year, but they were winning and cruising. But they are in the Super Bowl, what, 2 out of 3 years? Got AFC championship games with 3 straight years,
Yeah.
maybe 4, even with I
Uh,
think in New England.
Nah, they went 3 years straight. The first time was against New England, but they lost because D Ford lined up off sides,
That's right.
and then
That's
they
right.
didn't
That's
make the
right.
Super Bowl the last 2 years.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So it's a young, experienced. I want to say veteran, but young, experienced team with that boy. So it's I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet because, like I said, Eagles and Pittsburgh weren't even supposed. They not even supposed to be a playoff team in any other year.
Yeah, and that's true. I didn't even think about that point. That with them extending the playoff, the amount of playoff teams that can make it, that those last teams having to go up against number 2 seeds, and both of them looked like they wasn't supposed to be in the playoff. Both of them did. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So yeah, you right about that, fam. All right, last game we gonna go and get to. Cowboys Niners. Come on, give it to me.
You know, I was trying to think about Dak and who he remind me of, and you know, I told y'all in the last 2 years that this contract we was gonna regret. we was gonna It was gonna hurt. It was gonna hurt us. And he reminded me of when Donald McNabb decided I'm a pocket quarterback and I'm a all-time great. He was never the same. Never the same. Never that guy. Winning free agency, and everybody's like, "What's wrong with him?" He never used his legs like he did when he first was in the league. And Dak has got his mind made up that he's a top 5 pocket quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's just not. He needs to look at Russell Wilson's game and say, "Hey, Russell, he will take that 7," and that's what Dak needs to do. It's Dak and my coaching. That's it. I hate that I'm gonna lose Dan Quinn. He's gone. I think they jumping ship because they realize that McCarthy is a bad captain. You're right. You can't coach penalties. But you can say that for a game. You can't say that, for a whole year that the coaches for the last 2 years. The first year I was trying to give him a little bypass. Oh, it's COVID. He ain't got his system and he ain't got his what is that? His it's environment, but his
Philosophy.
yeah, not for like, but his um it's same thing, but it's a certain word I'm looking for. He ain't got it in, but the last 2 years we have been the highest and the second highest penalized team in football. You can't coach it, but you can allow it, and that's what he's doing. He allowing it. You can tell, and this is just me talking, but I done been part of football teams where people playing on the sideline, not watching the play, joking. You know what I'm saying? Just it's like Dak said, it's a brotherhood. Yeah, they all cool, they all happy go lucky. You know what I'm saying? But my team has no discipline at all, no discipline, and discipline is shown in an amount of time. That's why you can have short stints that you look like you are something, but discipline, and you can see with a child. Let a child that's undisciplined sit there for long enough, He gonna show himself, and that's what my team did. They showed themselves. So that's it. Dak and my head coach. And I just heard Stephen Jones saying McCarty's probably coming back. And if he's coming back, then, I told y'all. We needed to get this so Jared could be like, man, I need somebody to come in here that I ain't going to like. I ain't going to like how he going to do it, but I need that because that's what we need. We need somebody to come in here and tell Dak to sit down. I got the mic. Because Dak he really do think, if you go listen to him, he really do think that he is the franchise. I mean, I guess, he's a $100 million man, but he ain't that dude. He's good. He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He's an overachiever. You know what I'm saying? He got some fight in him. He just doesn't have the ability to do what he wish he can do in his mind. Without his legs, he's just another Jimmy. He's just another Wentz. He's just another cousin. You know what I'm saying? And he don't got the coach like Jimmy got to help him out. So he out there by himself trying to do something that he just don't have the ability to do.
But so Dak did lead the team with the number one offense and the highest scoring offense in the league. So I don't understand why you saying that he don't have the coach to do what Jimmy's coach does, which is, put him in position where he can get the ball to his playmakers and for Dallas to be able to put up points.
What I said last year came into this year. Last year, and just like in this game, and I was like, why's Dak starting to put up numbers now that we behind 23 something, 23, whatever we was behind. Now he wants to start to build up his stats. This year, he has bad teams, you know what I'm saying? Put up monster numbers. That's why I relate him to Cousins, because Jimmy and Wentz, they don't do this, but Cousins and Dak will do this. They will put up 400 yards in a game. They will just put it together and make it look like they are something more than what they are. But if you dig deeper and you say, okay, against the good teams, what are you doing? What are you doing, Dak? And if you watch him against the good teams, he's not. He ain't putting up 400. He'll do that against the Giants. He'll do that against Washington. You know what I'm saying? But, it's fool's gold, man. It really is. And I said that before this year. It was like, oh, when he left, he was MVP. I was like, man, we were down every game. We was 0-4 or 1-3 or whatever. But because of the Atlanta game, we snuck out that game. But he did that year. That he was like, oh, he's doing this. I'm like, we down by, first quarter he's terrible. We down by 3 touchdowns. Now he want to sling it, all over the field, nearly. And that's what he did this year, but just more in a quiet way of, I'm gonna do against bad teams, and even with a good team, I'm gonna catch us up. The Arizona game was just like this game. We down, now he wants to catch us up. And, you just can't do that. He can't do that. He's just not that dude to do that.
All right, come on, Dre.
I was gonna let you go since it's your game too.
He want to be last so he can drop the mic. That's all.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Go ahead, man. We want to hear you, man. We want to hear you.
Yeah, it's your game, since it's your game.
No, I'm waiting on you, Dre. You picked the
Come on,
Cowboys
y'all.
too. You picked the Cowboys.
Don't say two. I did not pick the Cowboys.
My brother picked the Cowboys. All y'all picked the Cowboys, as far as I'm
I did
concerned.
not pick the Cowboys. If you
Okay.
look at it, I did not pick the Cowboys.
First off, I said it the other 2 days ago or 2 shows ago. This is my last time. I try to give the Cowboys credit, try to, for my uncle, R.I.P. Unc, pay homage. But the last show, I did come back and say, I this is a lose-lose situation for me. Because during the season, I said the Cowboys, if they make the playoffs, they one and done. Shockingly, the 49ers made the playoffs, and I said it, they one and done. But they end up playing each other. So I was going to be wrong in some kind of shape, form, or fashion anyway. So with that being said, 49ers, I salute you. I was wrong. Even though when the matchup came out, I was a little concerned. I just try to give Dallas a little bit more credit. But where I was wrong at is, and where I was also right at, culture. The Cowboys' culture, this is the reason why all this keeps happening. From the drop pass that was a catch, not a catch, with Dez Bryant, from Tony Romo's dropping the snap, to this situation where I don't understand how a professional quarterback and a professional center don't know that the referee got to spot the ball. You can't spot the own ball. This ain't no street ball. This ain't no playing the grass in the front yard with your homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, even
That's
Tony
culture.
Romo, who's watching the game, talking about the referee got to spot the ball. That's game. Like, he said it before they even called it. Come on, man. So I say that it's because of the culture, and it's because of the culture that Jerry Jones has set. Since Jimmy has left, he's been trying to do this on his own and do it his way. And he's created a culture by hiring within people with Jason Garrett and the offensive coordinator with the Cowboys and Wade Phillips. Like, it's always somebody within the system that's creating the same culture. They got to hire somebody completely different from them. Completely different culture or mindset. You know what I'm saying? That this doesn't happen. And lastly, I ain't gonna go too much on it because I can, but I'm not. I said this a long time ago because people that's played football, we understand this. Coaches bring it to us early on in training camps and two-a-days. The weaknesses and your errors in the beginning always going to catch up with you in the end. In the Cowboys situation with these penalties being the 31st team in the NFL in penalties all season long, caught up with them at the end. You know what I'm saying? That's football.
Yep.
That's football. That's why training camp is so important on creating culture, mindset, discipline, structure,
That's all
that.
culture.
So these things don't happen in the playoffs. When the pressure mounts the highest, you got to be able to lock in and stay focused, and that's culture. And that goes back to once again the mindset and culture of the Cowboys. That's why they keep losing these close games in the playoffs by silly stuff.
Yep.
Because the pressure's on, and Dak Prescott does not know the referee got to touch the ball. Come on, man.
Man. That's what I was saying. That's the word I was looking for. Culture. He didn't get to set his culture. And I keep, like I said, I'm not watching practice, but you can tell how practice is, and that they not getting together. How in the world that we don't know that, we practice that when you slide down, you don't get a ball to the center. You go straight to the referee, give it to his hand, or you put it on the hash mark and let the referee touch it, whatever, and then you just set up. You can just tell how they play. It's how they practice. And like I said, I bet you it's a fun practice. I bet they have a good old time in practice. And they like each other, and they laugh with each other, and they have a good old time. I'm telling you, I've been part of those type of teams, and talented and everything, but undisciplined, penalties, and not afraid of the coach. And then I remember the coach came in. It wasn't no playing on the sideline. It wasn't no helmets then laying down on the sideline. It was a totally different thing, and we played much better. But that's what I was looking for, culture.
And Deron, you know this. You play wide receiver too. 2-minute warning when you catch a pass. You're taught to go straight to the referee with the ball. You know what I'm saying? You're taught that. The center should know that too. You know, even when Dak slid, you go straight to the line judge and hand him the ball.
Yeah.
So like,
Yep.
I don't get that. That to me was crazy to me. But prior to that, they had so many opportunities. The drive before that, when they had the ball, that's the drive they should have calculated on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how you got. That's when to me Dak should have made his money. The money you got paid, the drive before last, any other quarterback, top 5, top 10, they making that drive.
Yeah, I told
We're
y'all.
gonna bring him up today, but we're gonna bring him up during the offseason. That number 4 would have made that drive. Number 4 would have made that drive. So I'm disappointed in Dak, man. I was rooting for him to get his money. I actually thought,
I told y'all.
I thought Dak was definitely top 10. But you know, now I got to second guess that, man. He might be 15.
He's better than 15, but I feel you though. I feel you.
Go ahead, Ant. Go ahead and gloat. I see you put the phone on.
You muted out, Kenfo. We can't hear you.
Good. I'm glad.
My bad. So the question I got is, who do y'all blame for that call? Do y'all agree with it? The QB draw with 14 seconds left.
I like somebody said, it's the play call. I'm not as upset. It's more the execution than anything else, and not being prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Not having late game, but we didn't know McCarthy had game clock management problems all year. We've been saying it. So knowing that, then maybe I'm like, we ain't been good, but I understand it's a Hail Mary, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? It's what can we do, in the last second. I'm not upset with it, but the execution was just terrible. But that's McCarthy. That's McCarthy.
I didn't put it on McCarthy.
Hello?
What'd you say?
Can y'all hear me?
Say something, Joe?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
What'd you say? Drake.
We can't hear. Go ahead. Ed.
Oh yeah, well, what I was saying was I didn't put that call on McCarthy. I didn't put it on Kellen Moore. From what I remember that game, Dak got everybody lined up, saw the alignment of the 49ers, and you see him start talking to the running back and checking with the offensive line, talking to the line. I think he audible to that play. And I think the mistake that he made was the ball travels faster than he does. He had a dude break to the middle of the field almost immediately, and if you throw the ball and he gets to he gets to the 30 and then falls down, you're not too far away from the play, and everybody can still get lined up and you get to spike the ball. Him taking a snap and then faking with do the one step drop and then take off running, well, that then lost you a second right there. You know what I'm saying? Where if you just get the ball and immediately fire it out, you're gonna still get the same result. It's just you got more time. So I think that Dak saw the defensive alignment, the whole middle of the field was open, and he audible to that play. And then, like you say, it was poor execution after that.
He didn't audible. The play came in the headset. McCarthy heard it, and he okayed it. And when Dak was getting it, he was, whatever. But Dak had the ability, and he said this, Dak had the ability to take it and audible out if he wanted to and do what you did. And I think, because I saw that too, and I was like, man, why he didn't just do a quick slam? If y'all was going to do that, why ain't I just do a quick slam?
That's why I don't believe. I think that McCarthy and them took the blame for it. Which really, you want your coach to do that? to take the blame on themselves and not, basically throw his players under the bus. But I believe that um, whatever play call that they had, that Dak got to the line, saw all of our defenders lined up against the sideline, and then he checked and changed that play to the quarterback running play. And that's when he took off running from it. Like, that's what I seen, because I went back today and rewatched that play specifically, because I wanted to see, did he audible to that play, or because it was coming off a timeout, so everybody on the offense already knew what they was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We wasn't showing no type of blitz or nothing for him to have to adjust the protection or call out a blitz or nothing like that. So the fact that he then steps to the line and starts talking to them and then talks to the running back in the slot, to me, that spoke to him changing the play. And for everybody else, it was like, okay, y'all go find somebody to block, and I'm gonna pick up, as many yards as I can, and then we gonna get together and spike the ball. But that's my take. That's how I seen it. That's what it looked like to me.
My fault, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my other phone died, so I had to switch phones. So I didn't get to answer your question, but to me, that's coaching. It goes back to my original statement of culture, because those things are practiced over and over and over again all season long. Every week you go through 2-minute warning, you go through 1-minute warning, you go through 30-second warning. You go through this over and over and over again to the point where you know what the coach is going to call. Everybody knows in that situation the defense is going to take the sideline away from you, and the safeties are going to be deep. Everybody knows that. So prime example, and I don't want to get too far into it, but Deron, I don't know if you've seen on Longhorn Network, they got a documentary called 05. And it's about when Texas Longhorns, that 05 season when they won a national championship. It's a great documentary. It's better than the Michael Jordan's one. You got to check it out. But on that documentary, Greg Davis, offensive coordinator at UT, and Vince Young were going down about breaking down each play on that drive to win the national championship. And when they got down to the 4th and 5, they went back and showed practices prior to when they was in the same scenario. And Greg Davis broke down Vince Young, what do you want to run in these situations? Vince Young told him the couple plays he wanted to run. Greg Davis said, won't we do menu 2, which is a run pass option play. Now I say that to say this. When they got 4th and 5 in that national championship game, they called the play. Greg Davis said, what you want to do? Vince Young said, what did you say in practice? We gonna run. Like, we practiced this. We already discussed this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we already know what we're gonna do. So let's just go out there and do it. And that's what they did. So fast forwarding back to the Cowboys, if it's practiced so much and you know it, you know what the offensive coordinator gonna call. You know what's expected. You've done the drills over and over again. It should not be no mix-up.
I say this. No, I say this because they might not know the play, but you should have ran your 2-minute offense enough that it's already known when you stop every 2-minute practice, get a ball to the referee. That should be screened every 2-minute practice. Hey, get a ball to the referee. But they're not practicing that. They're not hustling back up to the ball. They just kind of doing their thing. But it should be known that, hey, this is the 2-minute practice that we always practice. It's in my head. Get a ball to the referee.
Yeah, but do you have referees during the season when you practicing those plays? I know that some may have referees doing training camp. They have referees doing training camp and stuff. I'm not sure that they have them during the regular season.
They say they go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say they do pay them, but let's just say they don't. But they do. But let's just say they don't. It should be said anyway, over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? But I know they do because they have guys that's there
every Thursday.
Yeah, and they literally what they say they do is they find out the crew that's going to officiate that particular Sunday, and they try to officiate the way they do and what they look for. But I know my Cowboys do. I don't know about everybody
Yeah,
else.
they said that most teams do it every Thursday. If they don't have a referee crew available, the equipment managers act like the referee on the 2-minute warnings on spotting the ball and everything. You know what I'm saying? So even if it's not a referee, there's somebody acting like a referee during that scrimmage that, that center or that quarterback or the wide receiver or the running back knows to hand the ball off to. It's
Yeah.
practiced.
But we don't practice like
Well,
that.
ultimately, man, we got lucky to get up out that game with a win. Like
Y'all was
this,
winning 23-7 in fourth
that's
quarter. That
right.
wasn't even a
And,
close
and
game, man.
and we almost gave it up because D'Amico Ryans would not have that defense take away the sideline where you picked up 40 yards in the blink of an eye. 40 yards in the blink of an eye, knowing that there's no more timeouts. The only way that they could stop the clock is to get out of bounds or to spike it. You ain't even forced them to spike the ball until the very last play. Where talk about stuff that you practice and that you should know. And you lost the game in 37 seconds this year already to Aaron Rodgers. So
Oh yeah, that's fine.
how is it that you do not take away the sideline and you let them complete 3 passes for over 40 yards, in 18 seconds? So we almost gave it up. We have a chance to close out the game where the defense don't even got to come back onto the field, and Kyle Shanahan trying to be cute for the first time all year, have your left tackle move over next to the right tackle for a quarterback sneak. And then Jimmy snaps the ball before he can even get set. So now we lose 5 yards and we got to punt the ball back to Dallas. A comedy of errors. You got control of the game. And I'm saying the only way we lose this game is if we turn the ball over. We get them a turnover. That's the only way we lose this game. And Jimmy, rolling out, overthrows the wide receiver, turnover, turns into a touchdown. Now it's a 6-point game. Like, we tried to get that game away. And we
We couldn't do nothing with it.
We got lucky to get up out of there with a win because
No, you didn't.
we got lucky, bro. We got lucky.
Yeah.
If that goes down at the 30 instead of going down at the 25, even with the referee, even if he did get a ball to the center, you still would have had a second or two left on the clock to take
Y'all
a
would have
shot.
put everybody. It's a Hail Mary. Y'all would have put everybody in the end zone, man.
Yeah, and Dallas would have did the same thing to us that they did in regulation, where you throw it to somebody underneath, and then somebody come in the opposite way, and they flip it to them
Oh
and
yeah.
walked into the end zone on us. I'm telling you, that's how it would have went down. We got lucky, man. We got lucky. So I'm not at all impressed by that win because we tried to give it away.
Who's that? Dre, that's your
Not Drake
mic?
because his camera froze.
You say
I
what?
thought I thought it was mute.
Which,
Mute your phone.
yeah, mute your
You must
phone.
be
Or
like
something.
outside.
Oh, y'all can hear something?
Yeah, we hit a win and stuff in
Like
the
when?
background. Mute your mic. And he leave. But yeah, man. So we to me we got lucky to get up out of there with a win.
No.
Um, I do salute my defense. My defense showed up to play, and they played a good strong game. Um, but another thing, man. Nobody's talking about it because we won, but we also had 9 penalties in that game. You know what I'm saying? The same way Dallas had a lot of penalties, we did too. I'm
We had
telling
a
you,
football field.
it was a comedy of errors from my squad in that fourth quarter. But we was finna get that game away. I mean, we was up 23-7 going into the fourth. And in the fourth quarter alone, Dallas scores 10 points. And almost had a chance. They was one throw away from
Fool's gold, man.
possibly coming all the way back and beating us.
That's fool's gold.
There ain't no fool's gold. Those are the facts. That's what happened. That's what happened. Dallas was one throw short. So I can't even say that we beat Dallas. Dallas just ran out of time. That's all it is to me. So we got a lot. We're gonna have to clean up, man, and we wanna keep moving. Otherwise, this type of game is not gonna work with Green Bay. We can't play this.
No,
We can't play that poorly. We can't play
no.
that poorly. All right, man. So let's go on and get to the picks for divisional round. We're gonna start off with Cincinnati at Tennessee. Who y'all
I
got?
wish Tony was on here so I can hear him about Tennessee. Well, I mean about the Bengals. I think the Bengals is the pretty pick. I think everybody's gonna kind of try to jump on that. But Tennessee is a solid squad. Tennessee, everybody forgot, knocked out Baltimore, the number one seed a couple years ago, and has been solid. I think that's the one thing Cincinnati don't want to see, a solid squad. And I like Cincinnati, but they're just too young. They can win this game. They can make some noise, but I don't see them getting past Tennessee. It's just a solid, hard-nosed team. They ain't going to beat themselves. They're going to be hitting Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is a high-flying team. They
Y'all
do
hear
get
me?
sacks. I can hear you now, but they're not going to win this game. Tennessee, I got Tennessee.
I believe Cincinnati can win, but they're gonna have to jump out on Tennessee. I think they're gonna have to jump out on Tennessee and try and force Tennessee to get into a shootout with them. But I'm picking
Yeah,
Tennessee. I'm picking Tennessee to win just because I think with Cincinnati, they so young. Tennessee is kind of battle tested. You know what I'm saying? They didn't been to an AFC Championship game. They didn't beat teams that was
yeah,
considered better than them.
yep.
That team rises up for big games. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they play. It seems like they best footballs when they playing somebody that a lot of people think that they shouldn't beat or that they can't beat or that'll beat them. That seems like that's when Tennessee plays best. So I'm with you. I'm picking Tennessee. I don't know that Cincinnati gonna be able to win that game in Tennessee.
What I missed? I'm sorry, I had phone issues.
Tennessee versus Cincinnati. Who you got?
I got Tennessee.
Anything? Any reason why?
Derrick Henry.
Well,
That's
I think
it.
Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry is going to be rusty. I think that boy Foreman is going to pound it, but I really think it's just going to be too much of a physical game for Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they can get physical on defense. I'm not saying that they're a soft team. They're not, because I have watched them, but I think once they get pushed around a little bit, they kind of remind me of the Rams. You push them around a little bit, hit them a little bit, you can get to them. So, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Derek D. Foreman is still going to be, somebody they gotta deal with. But Derrick Henry on the field opens up so much other things, play action, you know, them stacking the box. He's still going, I think, get about 15 touches. And then
yeah,
I think Foreman get another 15. I think that two-head punch Plus, with when Henry in the game, opening up the play action, it's going to just be a little too much for Cincinnati.
All right. So then we'll go to the Rams at Tampa Bay. Think this is gonna
I
be.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think that this is gonna be a good game.
Yeah,
But to me, it's gonna boil down to um, will the Rams be able to get some type of running game going against that Tampa Bay defense? Tampa Bay has been one of the premier run stopping defenses for the last couple of years. Seemed like they kind of fell off a little bit this year. They wasn't as good as they was last year or the year before that, but they still a good run stopping defense. They can be had in the secondary because of injuries and stuff like that, but you're not just gonna be able to drop back 40 times against that Tampa Bay defense, against that pass rushing them boys, and beat them like that. You're gonna have to have some sort of balance, some sort of running game, to even things out. So I'm gonna take Tampa Bay. I'm not sure that they're gonna be able to run the ball. Um, I'm not sure the Rams gonna be able to run the ball against Tampa, and that Tampa's just gonna overpower them over 4 quarters.
I got the Rams, and the reason why is there's too many injuries on the Bucks, and they just got 2 offensive linemen on that right side hurt this last game. And I think with Aaron Donald and Von Miller with some backup linemen, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna put a lot of pressure on Brady. And then the fact that they don't have enough weapons. I understand Evans and Gronk was there this past week and Sean, but with Ramsey and the rest of the Rams defense, the talent they have on the defense, I think they can try to take one of those targets away. And then, like I said, that right side of the arm, offensive line being hurt, I just think, the Rams defense is going to be able to slow down Brady just enough for Stafford and Sean McVay to use his weapons and get some points.
Yeah, I should have went first because you kind of stole my thunder. I thought I was going to be the only one that was going to pick the Rams, but I'm the same thing. I think the matchup is on the defensive side with the Rams to get pressure on Brady. As long as they can do that, they can slow it down. I do think you're right. I don't think they're going to be able to run to him, but I think that plays into McVay's what he really would love to do, and he's going to exploit that secondary of Tampa Bay, and that's why I think the weakness of their team is. That's why I said the matchup for the Eagles, it was all wrong. They love to run, and that's the strength of Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay is the back end, and they are gonna spread them boys out and attack those cornerbacks. And they gotta, Winfield is pretty good, but those cornerbacks one-on-one's gonna have a problem. But the change of the game is gonna be the Rams defense ability to get 3 and outs, to make sure Brady don't drive the whole field. And that's what he was doing against the Eagles. He wasn't dealing with big plays. He was driving the whole field. And I don't think they're going to allow that to happen. Just to continue driving full fields. They're going to need big plays, and Gronk and Evans are not big play guys. I know Evans can get the deep ball, but he's not a guy that gets separation. He makes good 50-50 balls, and he'll come down with it, but he's not good when he's running free. He's not Antonio Brown where he's running free. And that's how you're going to have to beat. That's what Tampa needs to beat the Rams, and I just don't think they got it.
Yeah, and with the Eagles getting 3 or 4 sacks on Brady, I think the Rams are going to get the same 3 or 4, especially with that right side being banged up.
And they're going to be up for it. I guess playoffs, everybody up for it, but it's something. It's something to be like when you play Belichick, when you play Brady, that you're going to have to be on your best, and I think they're going to be on their best. I think this will be the best game they play in the whole playoffs.
I think they're gonna go after Jalen Ramsey, They're gonna double move him. They're gonna get him a lot of eye candy. The rest of that secondary is not good. They just got Eric Weddle, who's been on the street, been sitting on his couch all season long. They lost one of their safeties. The other safety, Taylor Rapp, really ain't no good. They linebacking core suspect, so they're gonna eat across the middle. Tampa Bay is finna beat the Rams, in my opinion.
How they gonna
I
attack
don't believe
Ramsey?
that.
What receiver?
Well, see, that's why I said what they gonna do with Ramsey is he's so aggressive, and he wants to jump underneath plays. He's just like he's a more athletic version of Diggs in Dallas. You know, with
Right, but what
both of them
receiver
want
is he
to
gonna?
jump play. This is what listen. That's what I'm trying to get to. Both of them like to jump plays underneath to get the interceptions, to get the splash plays.
Yeah,
And
boy.
so what I see them doing is double moving Jalen Ramsey, um, get him in a where his eyes is, looking back towards the play, and have somebody break underneath him, and just to stop him for a second. And um, Evans or the white boy Scotty Scott or whatever his name is,
Yeah,
where
maybe him.
they go right past them and give up big plays. Or he trying to jump an underneath route to Gronk, and Tom Brady hit him, go throw the ball over his head to get a big play. That defense also ain't a great run stopping defense in LA.
Now that's why I think they can get him running straight at him. I don't think the double move, the time. I don't think Brady gonna have enough time to sit back and deliver that ball the way he wants to. He will have a couple plays where he can get it out there, but I just think when they decide I want the 5-step drop, pump fake, that somebody's gonna be in his face. But I do think if they can run the ball and control the field and run at their own pace, because Brady is good at running at his own pace and playing at his own pace. And when he's like that, he's literally unstoppable. And that's just keeping that Rams offense on the field, keeping that Tampa Bay defense fresh. That's the only way I can see them making it a game, is if they are able to run right at them, run right to Von Miller, you know, just run right at them and then neutralize what they want to do.
All right. Next one is gonna be Buffalo at Kansas City.
This is a good one. This the
Yeah,
one that's good to me.
yeah,
This the one.
yeah. It's
You
gonna
know.
definitely be a good game. Buffalo then already went to Kansas City and beat them once this year. Um, I think Buffalo's defense has gotten better as the season progressed. The key to me for Buffalo is Singletary. If they will commit to the run with Singletary, hand that ball off, keep a balanced offense. They got the pass catching weapons to be able to score and put up points against Kansas City. But you can't just go into that building and got the mind frame of trying to outdo Patrick Mahomes. The Houston Texans a couple of years ago beat Kansas City and was up big on Kansas City because they decided that they wanted to run the ball and keep their offense balanced. Buffalo can do the same thing. I think they will do the same thing. Major
Huh?
upset. I'm picking Buffalo
What?
to upset Kansas City and Arrowhead.
Go ahead, Dre. 'Cause you
You
know I'm
already
about to
know what
say.
I got. It's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be hard fought, but I actually got Kansas City by 10.
Yeah, yeah. I think only way that Buffalo, if they can shake the confidence of Kansas City. I don't even know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how that can happen. Because even if they down 14, that's not gonna shake them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to get injured or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way I can see it. You know, and they defense. Okay, maybe if they defense just shows out, and you know hold up Kansas City. I think Kansas City just, I told you my Super Bowl pick was Kansas City and Green Bay. When we did
Yeah.
that, I don't see. And Green Bay is more susceptible of losing than Kansas City. I don't think there's no team. I'm trying to think. No team in the NFL right now that I'm more confident in than Kansas City right now. So I like Buffalo. I think they right there. This would be back-to-back AFC championship games, right? Because it was them. No, it's not the championship game. You're right. You muted out, Kim, so I can't hear you. But you're right. They played Kansas City in the championship game last year. But yeah, man, a good game in the first half. You know what I'm saying? But Andy Reid been there too many times to not know what to do, and he gonna do it.
Yeah, I think that man is back, and I honestly believe that the timing of this game, everybody's been knocking KC throughout the year, even though their record is good, but they gotten better and better every week. Their defense is still, decent right now, but their offense is caught up and surpassed the defense, and they're doing it without Edwards. And when he comes back, that's just an extra weapon. Like the 5 touchdowns for all the different people. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is starting to become back the Patrick Mahomes we game used to, and I don't think Buffalo can stop that man when he on that tear.
All right. Well, we're gonna see. Okay, final game. I'm sure I don't need either one of y'all's commentary. I know who y'all picking. We know who y'all picking. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to add some commentary to why you picking them, you can. I don't know that you have to.
Why do you mean you don't have to? This is what we do. This is what the whole point of this is to commentate about the games.
Right, but I'm so what I'm saying is y'all can pretty much just say, hey man, Green Bay got the better quarterback. Rule of thumb, you go with the better quarterback. So the mama, there goes that man. He's a bad man.
He's a bad man.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying, and that's really all that need to be said. I don't know if y'all
No.
dive.
I gotta add. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? The only bad part about the situation about me being wrong about the 49ers and y'all actually beating the Cowboys, it's poetic justice because this man has said Aaron Rodgers was overrated. And now this overrated quarterback gets to eliminate his team. Who's finna be this overrated quarterback's about to be the MVP.
You in a matrix.
I just hope it's not even close. I want him to put a stump a mud hole in him. I want it to look like the what was the game we just saw this week? Not the Bucks and the Eagles. What was the other one? I want it to look like KC. I want to look like KC versus Pittsburgh. I want Aaron Rodgers to go up there and do 5 touchdowns and do the double check. Bring the double check back.
No, it ain't gonna be like that because San Francisco plays Green Bay really well, and but how's y'all secondary? I know Mosey's there, but y'all missing that tap.
Everybody is well and good in my secondary.
Okay. So that defense can handle that. The only thing I think that is that Green Bay's
they don't got
defense,
nobody for no Devontae Adams.
Green Bay's defense is better than what it was, but it's really their pass defense is good, and that's San Francisco is a good matchup, but just like that last game, and they barely won Green Bay, but I think they handled this game, but it ain't gonna be no blowout. It ain't gonna be no blowout. Especially if the weather's bad. If the weather's bad, that goes towards San Fran. You know what I'm saying?
No. Rodgers played in that so many times. That ain't nothing to him.
Man, that's all.
So Two things. Number one, to address Dre with the, me calling him overrated. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers winning a playoff game in the second round is gonna somehow change my mind. It's gonna make me think that he's not overrated. He's been a quarterback in the NFL for 15 years or something like that. He got one Super Bowl ring, one appearance, where
This is crazy.
his contemporaries like Big Ben and been to the Super Bowl 3 times, won two. Eli Manning went 2 times, won two. You know what I'm saying? Like you go down the list of the greatest quarterbacks ever. The only one who has less than him is Dan Marino, who never won a ring. All of the rest of the greatest quarterbacks of all time have been to the Super Bowl multiple times and they won multiple rings. This dude has been to the NFC Championship game 5 times. He's won once. And that was his very first time. And this is a guy that people, like I've said, was saying he was the best quarterback of all time. They was trying to put him in that conversation. He doesn't have the resume to back it up. I don't know that beating San Francisco with Jimmy G at quarterback is gonna somehow wipe that away. Then now I'm gonna say, oh, now he ain't overrated because he beat my 49ers while at home in the second round. That's ridiculous. Second of all, okay, now getting to this game. Deron hit the nail on the head. We play Green Bay tough. We not scared of Green Bay. We played them earlier this year. We didn't play well for a majority of that game. Jimmy had a turnover, threw a pick. We didn't have Elijah Mitchell in that game. Debo Samuel wasn't running the football at all in that game. I didn't have Dre Greenlaw. I didn't have Shire. I didn't have Ambry Thomas, and if I'm not mistaken, Tart and Emmanuel Mosley got hurt in that game. So this is the healthiest that my team has been since week one. We do not fear Aaron Rodgers or the Green Bay Packers. It is supposed to be 16 degrees for kickoff that day. It's gonna feel like -6. That's gonna be a hard hitting, thumping game. It's no way Green Bay is finna drop 40 on my defense like Kansas City did Pittsburgh. It's just simply not gonna happen.
Is
I
Nick
can
Bosa healthy?
I can see them. Hold on, hold on.
Is
I'm
Bosa
almost
healthy?
done. I'm almost done, fam. Hold on.
No,
Uh,
I'm just asking, is Bosa healthy?
well, Bosa health where he gonna have to go through concussion protocol. He just got to make it through concussion protocol.
What
But
about that other linebacker that got carted off?
Fred didn't get carted off. He did leave the field, but he said in his presser today that he good. He gonna be ready. He tweaked his ankle or whatever, but he gonna be ready. But yeah, I'm gonna have all my linebackers, my whole secondary, and so long as now the only thing is that the NFL put us on a short week, so that's one less day for Bosa if there's any issues with him clearing concussion protocol. But that's the only thing that's up in the air for us going into this game. I expect Green Bay to try and play us the same way that they did when we played them earlier in this year, with a bunch of short, quick passes to not let the pass rush get there. I'm also expecting D'Amico Ryans to beat and learn from that, bring them boys up a little bit, and don't just give up those throws underneath all day to Aaron Rodgers. Are we gonna stop Devontae Adams? No, but nobody's stopping Devontae Adams. The point for us is to make sure that Aaron Jones don't provide Aaron Rodgers with a running game, and that we make Aaron Rodgers have to hold the ball a little bit longer because he can't three-step drop us the whole game and hit guys where they can catch the ball. We played way too off, was kind of worried about our secondary. And even in that game, with how great they played in the first half, we still had the lead with 37 seconds left. You know what I'm saying? So my team don't fear Green Bay. I'm taking my boys in a major upset.
Wow.
San Francisco goes into Green Bay, wins, and we back to the NFC Championship game.
I will
Well,
say this that I did not think of, and this is another reason y'all will lose. Green Bay, out of all the games they played, y'all have not been able to run the football the way that they want to. I think this game they run the football better than they have in any of those games that they face y'all with Dylan and with Aaron Jones. I think that's where they get y'all at. They're able to run the football.
but I will add this. I was watching, I was at the barbershop really dropping off somebody, and Travis Johnson was there, the Texans. Me and him chopped it up. He was mad because of what you mentioned, Deron, about what Dak don't do. Dak does not take off running in certain plays, right? He was telling me, he was breaking that down because the 49ers always rush just four majority of the time. They hardly blitz. And there's so many running lanes for if they had a running quarterback to take advantage of. I think Aaron Rodgers, if they think they're going to just send four with Aaron, he's going to see them lanes and he's going to take off a couple times and get some first downs and slide. I think they're going to have to play Aaron Rodgers a little bit different, especially for a quarterback that is used to playing in that snow and that weather. And he ain't going to phase him. It's not going to change him from throwing the ball, and it ain't going to change him from running.
Well, what my team has picked up, and is why we was one of the best teams this year as far as getting to the quarterback, is that now we do a gang load of stunts. So it's not no bunch of running lanes for him to take off. Dak took off, I think maybe twice yesterday or something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
Travis brung up what Kyler Murray did to y'all. Kyler Murray did take off on y'all a lot when they beat y'all.
Well, they beat us both times, but the
Right.
game that Kyler Murray played in, he didn't have no gang load of yards rushing, and that is his
It's not
MO.
about the rushing yards.
Aaron
It's about
Rodgers is
you.
not Aaron Rodgers is not finna play us like he Kyler Murray. That's not his game. Now, will he every once in a while drop back, nobody's open, and he sees a wide open lane where he could take off and maybe pick up some yards? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's Aaron don't want to Aaron ain't trying to pick himself up off the ground at all. He don't want nobody landing on him. He don't want nobody hitting him. He don't want none of that. He's not gonna be doing that.
No,
So
we're not
just
talking
like
about
this,
him
I
doing that.
think at the most he may take off a couple of times, but Aaron Rodgers ain't finna be running around like he Kyler Murray. You know, Kyler Murray is a different type of quarterback, just like Lamar Jackson. Those guys you play for, but with as much stunting and stuff that we do up front, it's not gonna provide no, clear cut lane down after down after down for Aaron Rodgers to take off in. Like
We're
that's
not
just
talking.
not gonna happen.
We're not talking about him rushing for a lot of yards. We're talking about on crucial downs, him running for 5 or 6 yards and sliding to get the first down. Aaron Rodgers is athletic enough and fast enough if that on certain situations, if you're just going to bring four, you're not bringing the fifth guy or you're not spying him, he will hit the lanes and get some yards and get down and get enough to get the first down and move the chains and keep your defense on the field. It might not rush for 60 yards, but if he can get 30 or 40 on crucial situations and crucial downs, it can change the defense to how y'all play him and the outcome of the game.
Well, it's not gonna make us blitz him and 30 or 40 yards from Aaron Rodgers, fam, rushing. Again, I just don't see it happening. I could see him pick up a first down or two with his legs if the opportunity presents itself. But even then, he's gonna drop back and wait to see if he got somebody open to throw them the ball. And if not, well, now he's looking for a way to escape. And so I'm not gonna say that we gonna 100% stop him from running. Any quarterback at any given moment can take off and try and pick up a first down, with their legs. The only thing is that that's not going to be the thing that beats us. Is Aaron Rodgers using his legs? Like that's not what's going to beat my squad. What's going to beat my squad is turning the ball over. Number one, um, doing what we did against Dallas, which is having far too many turnovers, or playing this soft, way off our man coverage where Aaron Rodgers just gets to, you know what I'm saying, have these 7-on-7 throws, into the middle of the field or whatever, and not have to worry about no pass rush or nobody, getting a pick or deflecting the ball. If they can run the football, Green Bay, if they can run the ball effectively on us to keep my defense honest, then that's gonna give them a legitimate chance. But I don't think Green Bay gonna be able to run on us. I don't think they are. Now they may. I'm anticipating them sticking with it, you know, longer than I think Dallas probably did. But the more times that we win on those early downs that they trying to get Aaron Jones involved in a running game, then the quicker it is that Aaron Rodgers gonna start audibly down some of those running plays and just throw the ball. Plus, if we getting them in long yardage situations, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, we playing up closer now to these wide receivers. Make him hold the ball just a little bit longer, and we're gonna see where the chips fall. But for the record, we not scared of Green Bay, my nigga. We ain't scared of them, bro.
I'm good. I ain't expect y'all to be scared. That's not y'all mentality. But y'all will get that butt whoop.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna find out. Well, yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. You know what I'm saying? And so we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back at it 1 week from today, next Sunday, and find out who going to the championship game. We didn't do this last week. Deron, you had hurry up and jumped off, but you didn't already pretty much gave your answer. And I'm sure Dre is the same way as far as your Super Bowl pick. You said you got Green Bay and Kansas City.
Yeah.
Dre, you got the same pick, right?
Yeah, right now I got Green Bay versus Kansas City, but the Rams is making it interesting. But so
There they
far,
go.
Green Bay,
There you go.
Kansas City.
Yeah,
Well,
if the Rams do what I think they're gonna do, I think they're gonna win. But if they impress me and they handle Tampa Bay, which I think they can. And if y'all beat up Green Bay, I can switch it. But yeah, right now, that's what it is.
well, I'm taking Buffalo in the AFC to make it to the Super Bowl versus the 49ers.
Oh my God.
That's my Super Bowl pick. San Francisco versus Buffalo. The matchup that what's that dude name? Used to be on NFL Countdown. Chris Berman, was that him?
Oh, okay.
He say nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Or he could go all the way. Who was that
Yeah,
dude?
yeah. That's
Yeah, Chris Berman,
Berman.
you was right.
Yeah. That was his matchup he used to call almost every year, San Francisco versus Buffalo in the Super Bowl. So I think it finally comes to fruition this year. That's my Super Bowl pick.
Well, since he just said that, both teams gonna lose this weekend.
Yeah, you know. He gonna
Okay,
be
well,
texting this week.
you
Later in
know
the
what?
week,
I,
like,
I,
man,
I take I
nah.
take it back. I'm picking Green Bay and Kansas City.
Nah, your voodoo don't work no more. You already
It's over. You put it in the air. You put it in the
yeah.
air.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, drop a comment at the bottom. You know what I'm talking about. We'll respond. And we'll see y'all next week. Tell your friends about me.